Hi, good evening. How was your day? How was your week? It's nice to speak with you again. And thank you for always listening as usual. So, today I just want to talk about vulnerable conversations with you. And I was trying to do research during the week, and some people feel like it's not normal to speak to yourself. I don't know. I think it's okay, and I think it's quite normal because there's some things you need to talk to yourself about. Having these vulnerable conversations with you, because no one else can tell you that except you, because now you know how the thing they trick you. So, your people will say this thing, and they be like, "Bury arrest," or like, "Speak to your head," have you something? I don't know. Okay, so to be like you talk to yourself because that's the only way that you can be, I don't know, effective. So there's some vulnerable conversations you need to have with you. So let's break it down into stages of life. Okay, so let's come through to finance. So you want to get something, and you've asked your friends. That's why I said this conversation is something that you can only do with yourself, and for it to be effective, it has to be with you speaking to you, because you might have asked your friend, and at that moment your friend be like, okay, you need this thing, you actually do need it. Yeah, so it's right for you to get it. Yes, yes, that's okay, you can buy it. But you speaking to yourself, you discover that, okay, I don't think I can afford this. But your friend is like, okay, you can borrow the money from me. Oh, really? But you speaking to yourself make you realize that, okay, the last time I tried something like this, it didn't work out. But at that moment, if you're not talking to yourself, if you're not having these vulnerable conversations with you might not actually come to the point that it might not work out. All you're going to be saying is, I really need this thing. And then having conversations with yourself makes you discover that buying things that you cannot replace if they get stolen, spoiled, or I don't know, misplaced is not something you can afford. Let me explain that. So, if you get a shoe today, say 20,000 naira, and it gets stolen tomorrow, can you replace that shoe? If you cannot replace that shoe, then you cannot afford that shoe. That's just it. But let's say, for example, I got this um thrift dress for 200 naira. By all means, if you get packed up on the cloth line tomorrow, definitely I can afford another thrift dress of 200 naira. It's not expensive. I can afford 20 at that moment. So I feel like I am rich enough to get that dress. But if I cannot afford to buy another one, if anything happens to that one, then you can't afford it. What if something goes wrong? So that actually rule of money. I'm just chipping that in. But you talking to yourself is what will make you discover that, not talking to your friend. Then another thing about finance is the 48 hours delay. This one doesn't work for everybody, trust me, because some of us we have coconut head. So if you want to buy something and maybe you found this thing and you're really attracted and you're like, oh my god, this gown's gonna look good on me, this shoe's gonna rock and stuff, and then you're like, should I really buy it? Just even assume you can afford it at that moment. I mean, it's not every time we'll be doing that. Buy what you cannot replace. Sometimes you just need to buy that thing to feed the baby girl lifestyle. I understand. I'm not disputing that fact, but that's just the main truth about money. If you cannot replace something you've gotten, then you can actually afford it. So yes, for the 48 hours delay, say at that moment you can actually afford that, and you feel like, okay, at least this should not get spoiled in the next 3 months, and before then I can afford another one even if it gets spoiled. So then you go home. Now this is the 48 hours delay stuff. You go home, and after 2 days, someone said it works for her, but me, I don't know. I don't know, because me, I'm more of a spontaneous person. That's just the truth. When I see something I like, I think about it. Do I really need this? And I'm like, okay, I think I need it. And I can always replace it, of course. So I feel I need this thing at this moment. Yeah, I don't do 48 hours. I do 2 hours. If I go back to my hostel or my house and I still see that thing, I still think about it, I think I need to get this. I'll go back and get it. So my friend said something about 48 hours delay, and I think it's almost the same thing with what I do. It's just that mine is not up to 48 hours. Okay, so what's the 48 hours delay? You going home after 2 days, which is 48 hours. You still think you need that thing. I think it's actually a need and not the want. Because the human mind outdoes itself by thinking, overthinking, and underthinking. You've thought about everything around it. What if I buy this thing and it doesn't work? What if it gets spoiled? It's not you being jinxed or you being pessimistic. That's how the human mind works. So that is what will make you realize that, okay, I think I need this thing, because after 48 hours, you're still like, I should get it. It's what it's. Then you know, okay, this thing is it. It is giving. It's what's supposed to be. You get. So if you after 48 hours you feel like, well, I can always get it later, it means that at that moment it's not actually important. You just wanted to get it for yourself. That's just it. Let's say moving from finances to relationship, vulnerable conversations with yourself is what will make you discover red flags, and you just know that you're not supposed to be here at all. But then you know us now with our coconut head, we will not want to listen now. We'll be like, okay, maybe the color is not red, maybe it's pink, maybe they are doing carnival. My dear, it's not carnival. Something's going on. It is red. That flag is red. You better jackpot before it's too late for you. So having vulnerable conversations with you is what make you discover that, okay, I feel like this guy is this, okay, is nice, but this anger thing, I cannot work with it. Maybe we should just go our separate ways. Yes, it's the best in the other departments and other aspects, but this, I don't think we can work. That is you having vulnerable conversations with you. But if you keep on lying to yourself or asking people, say they're not the one in this relationship with you, so they can't speak for you. It is you that want to speak for you, which is why you should speak to yourself. So you lying to yourself or you asking someone, they might just be like, it would change, or give you a chance, or say it's not really red. If you think about it, at least it doesn't raise his hand. Oh really? My dear, if you think about things true and having vulnerable conversations with you, also I want to point out the fact that having vulnerable conversations with you is not you being an overthinker and you being thinking about the negative part of things even before it happens. You can never have something positive if you already thought about the end from the beginning. So that's not what I mean when I say you should have vulnerable conversations with you. I hope you do understand what I'm talking about. And then about lifestyles, having vulnerable conversations with you is what's gonna help you through. You know that, okay. For example, hot takes on Twitter as at this week. I don't know if you're a Twitter person, but me, I'm always on Twitter because violence. Okay, so hot takes on Twitter this week has been like, ladies don't like wearing bra is uncomfortable, blah 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 blah. I love one comment one lady made. She was like, if all of us want to be mad, so shirt is also uncomfortable. Should we all start going naked because it's uncomfortable? The truth is, if you have vulnerable conversations with you, like Yoruba people, please, I'm just going to go Yoruba. Toba Soro, because why will you think because bra is uncomfortable, you want to go out without it? It's not normal. To me, I don't know. And I think there are other lifestyles like that that relate to guys too. Because tell me why you think it's nice. I don't know how much you got your boxes or your brief. I don't even care. But then, why do you think it's nice for you to drag your trouser halfway just because you want to show us the color, whatever it is you think you're doing? If you're thinking and you feel like, okay, this thing is not normal. These are things this conversation does to you. This thing is not normal because other people cannot relate for you. They might even be giving you wrong advices. In fact, adults can give you wrong advices. Even people you feel like, okay, you're on the same base might give you wrong advices. But the truth is, the person who knows you better is you. So you're the one that's going to be, okay, I don't think this is right, even if everybody is doing this. For ladies, pads are uncomfortable. Are you telling me you want to free bleed and go to office? Yeah, people free bleed. I do that. But then, do you want to free bleed and go to the office because pad is uncomfortable? Then why do you think it is nice to go to church, offices, public places without bra? It is not nice. Guys, you think sagging is, I don't know, the flex, it don't go, whatever. But then, why don't you do that same thing and go to work on Monday and see if you'll not get sacked? Of course you would. So, you're speaking to yourself, and this is where reality comes in and dawns on you. And it's not everything about social media. It's just about you telling yourself that even if the world standard is this low, my standard is not this. I hope someone out there gets to change their standard about things and their view about things, and of course have vulnerable conversations with themselves so as to have a better version of you. Do have a nice weekend. Enjoy, flex, and yes, for those asking, even if you did not ask me personally, I'm done with my exams. It's not easy. I'll be coming on hot takes very soon, inviting my friends and other speakers. So yes, watch out. And do have a nice week ahead too. Don't forget God in everything that you do and have a pleasant weekend. So bye.